Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sundays with the Sprinkles. Brett Sprinkle here, joined as always with Tyler Sprinkle, Brandon Shanahan. What's up, fellas? How are we doing?
Good. How are you?
Couldn't be better.
I'm doing all right. A little tired today, actually. I haven't been sleeping well this week. I don't know what it is. It's like that weird.
That CPAP machine.
No, actually, I don't snore anymore. But no, it's just that weird transition between kind of cold at night, but then still kind of humid during the day. And now it's just getting warmer at night and more humid, and it's just fucking hot in my apartment. I'm trying not to turn on the AC, but it is what it is.
Let's crack a window, dude.
Yeah, then you got pollen and everything I have to worry about. We live on the first floor.
Just
I'm not looking for like a solution, buddy. Like I'm just telling you what's going on.
Interesting. Well,
it is interesting. Anyway, yeah, so that's what I have going on. So the week we are on, actually, I should probably figure this out myself. Sunday, April 14th. That is the week. So this is the week of the April 14th. Welcome back, fellas. Not too much going on in the sports world. The prep sheet that I did was kind of slight. So if you guys want to add anything, feel free. But I mean, any big takeaways from this weekend? Any thoughts you have right off the top of the dome?
I mean, nothing that's not already on the sheet.
UConn's the best basketball team this century.
Oh, yeah, dude. Danny Hurley might be one of the best basketball coaches of the century as well. Like this new era.
Could be.
Like the way he's able to go and get transfers and build his team. And I mean, I like what he was saying. Like, it's not only a partnership with the players, it's a partnership with the parents. You have to hold them accountable because it's going to get tough. And I don't want guys that are going to transfer 3 or 4 times. I want these guys, if they're going to transfer here, I want them to stay here. It's an interesting tactic.
It's a good one.
I mean, it's been working for him.
That sentiment, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I mean, how many straight tournament wins in double digits? I think it was like 18 straight tournament neutral site games by double digits. That's insane. It's like one of the most insane stats I've ever seen. Who was the guy? Spencer? Tyler? Spencer on UConn?
Sure. I have no idea.
Right.
I don't. Yeah.
Do you know Brandon?
No,
all right. Well, anyway,
little UConn knowledge, and that's already been dumped. It's golf season now.
All I know is clean call.
That happy Masters weekend. Oh yeah, I guess we could give our prediction for Masters too. But no, going back. So yeah. Anyway, Spencer, he's just the one white guy that's spazzing out everywhere. He's getting rebounds. He's getting putbacks. He's He's like a taller guard, but yeah, I know he was incredible. That whole team was just insane. It was
the gym rat, the grinder.
Yeah,
the sneaky athletic.
Yep, coach's son.
Yeah.
Speaking of coaches' sons, did you see Christian Braun dunking on Rudy Gobert?
No.
Oh, it was sick. You gotta find it.
How do those two correlate? Is he actually a coach's son?
I think so, but I mean, he's kind of that white archetype that gets all that. Well, he's good up here. Mm-hmm. He's a good hustle player, and then he's just booming on Rudy Gobert of all people.
Yeah, he's not going to surprise you with his athleticism, but boy, is he a hustler. Boy, does he just do all the fundamentals well. That Christian Braun.
At CB.
First one in, last one to leave. Just the type of guy you want your daughter to marry.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. All right, so yes, Christian Braun dumped on Rudy Gobert. That's big news. I'm glad we covered that. Who's Christian Braun? Is Christian Braun still on the Nuggets?
Nuggets, yeah. That's the only reason why Brandon's talking about him.
So yeah, that's what I figured. That actually, I had to put that together in my mind.
In other news,
go ahead.
The long national nightmare seems to be over. The week-long Zen drought here in the Midwest. Finally got him back in stock, baby.
Woo, buddy.
Yeah, every gas station, every convenience store I went to, they were like, yeah, we don't have them. I got the boys just switched to different brands, and I'm like, nope, got to stay true to the Zen brand, and my faith paid off. They're back.
What?
So
wait, there were other pillows available, and you're just sticking with the one?
Yeah. I mean,
It's insane.
I
The
don't.
only thing that Zyn has going for them is that they're readily available and they're cheaper.
Yeah,
And
I
you take
get it
away
was like
half of that.
it was like a distributor issue or something. I'm not sure, but they're back. So the
That's
national
smart.
nightmare is over.
What's the other brand that I've been seeing everywhere? Lucy?
Yeah, that's ones that I switched to. You got to
Yeah.
order them online, so that's a bummer, but
That's weird.
You can order Zyn online too, straight from Sweden. Get like black cherry.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, some different flavors.
That's kind of crazy, actually.
And
So then
way higher nicotine, I think, as well.
Ooh. Did you go cold turkey over the week, or did you pivot, or did you just have a
No, I don't.
How'd
Ripping
you survive?
cigarettes.
I don't go through them too fast. So thankfully, I had enough to last me a week.
Oh, okay.
But toward the end of the week, I was like, oh, I only have like 2 left. What's going to happen?
Did you cut them in half?
No.
Did you put one half of it in your mouth and let it hang out the other side so you could flip it tomorrow?
I put them in for 15 minutes, take it out, wait a couple hours, put it in for 15 minutes, take it out, you know.
That's smart, actually.
No. Yeah. Yeah, it was scary. Me and the lads were banding together, you know. Grant has 10 left. Trevor has like a whole can. So just in case we needed some rations, we had them all, you know.
And who are these people?
My friends, the UTEP 5.
Okay.
Well,
UTEP 5, shout out to that documentary that's coming out.
Yeah, if I ever get my shit together and figure it out, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. Me and Brandon and I have supposed to been. We've had this meeting that we keep saying we should do, and then we just haven't done it. I think it's been like 6 months now, almost.
Sure.
So I want him to teach me how to like cut clips together. I want him to teach me editing just a little bit, just some of the basics, and then we also want to discuss strategy at some point. We just haven't done it yet. We've been busy. Oh well, we'll get there.
It's nice
We'll
making CEO money, not fun being CEO.
It really isn't. OJ Simpson, big dead. R.I.P. Yep. The juice is expired, as our good friend Michael Spate said over text message earlier a few hours ago. Hardly knew ye. Great running back, as far as I know. I don't really watch him play.
Top 10 day on Twitter, that's for sure. I mean, like this, like when the Queen died.
Oh, yeah.
Was an elite day. When World War III was supposed to break out during the Trump presidency, that was a good time. But yeah, this is up there for sure.
You said.
Go ahead, Brett.
You said that you saw some memes online. Can you show me some of your favorites if you could pull them up right away?
Oh,
Go ahead, Tyler.
I would actually argue that it was like an annoying day on Twitter.
Every day's an annoying day on Twitter.
Because it was just the same thing over and over and over again. Like, oh, OJ died. Better bet Nick Castellanos to hit a home run. Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
What do you mean you don't understand it?
I don't understand the whole like the continuing to go to Nick Castellanos thing. Like it had its moment in the sun, but it's over. It ended so quickly.
Yeah, that's what people do. They just hang on.
I know, but that's a deep cut that I love, because if you don't remember the Nick Castellanos home run, then you don't get the joke. So I just like being a part of something.
Yeah,
it is fun to joke about on like when you're broadcasting, Brandon. I don't know if you do that. Like you say, you know, I'm going to say something out of pocket, and then you just say, I pride myself as a man of faith. You start that, the boys go, the boys lose it. You know what I mean?
That's a good bit.
Wow.
I haven't pulled that one out of the bag yet, but
seems pretty risky.
The other day when I accidentally said piss instead of pitch or whatever the fuck I said, and during the break I was like, I pride myself as a man of faith, you know, and then Nick Castellanos, you guys get it.
Yeah. Also said the F word.
Yeah, I did actually. Can't do that. Somebody offered me Chick-fil-A. Actually, I can go into the whole story. So basically this game, it was Maniac Monday or Mason Maniac Day or whatever. They were giving out free Chick-fil-A to any students that entered the game. Naturally, some free Chick-fil-A sandwiches made the way to the press box. It was like the top of the 4th inning. I'm sitting there doing my thing, talking, and the lady who kind of runs our entire, I want to say she runs the operations for like, you know, the stadium and the game. So she makes sure everything's in order on game days. She gestured towards me as if, you know, to ask me if I wanted one. And like without even taking a beat, you know, I'm sitting there talking, I finish my sentence, and I just go, fuck yeah. Like really low under my breath. I wasn't thinking about it at the time, and then when I kind of repositioned myself in front of me, I kind of realized what just happened, but like I couldn't really stew on it, so I just kept going. I didn't hear anything from my director. I didn't hear anything from anybody else in the booth, so it was fine. And then I talked to some people afterwards, like, oh, dude, I definitely said, fuck yeah. She didn't hear it, and she was standing right next to me. And then also my director didn't hear it, so I think I got away scot-free. I haven't gotten a phone call yet, and I'm on the schedule, so haven't been banned yet.
I mean, what would they do? Just pull you from...
Yes, I was thinking like maybe. I mean, it is like student. I would guess warning and then no, but then also they could just say, yeah, you're not going on air anymore. Period. Which that'd suck.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these memes here.
Yeah, there's so many. Oh my god. O.J. Simpson is dead. Here's a juror in his case admitting 80% juror thought he committed it. Okay. I did see some ones. There's like, there's Nick Castellanos.
This one's a Epi and a
oh yeah.
It's a rare
read.
This is how I win. I saw PFT commenter. He tweeted, "Oh, the best running back in heaven," and then Frank retorted saying he's on the other team. That was funny.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, actually, bringing that up, watching the putting tournament or whatever they're doing at Barstool, there are so many fucking mental midgets at that company. It's insane.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's. I get that it's for $22,000 or whatever, and I get that it's a competitive thing. You want to win, but my goodness, it's fucking putt, you weirdos.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I'm
Kirk
sure
Minahan
played up a little bit because it's like they got to make it interesting for people watching. But my goodness, these people are weird.
Brandon, do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah, okay. I tuned in a little bit when they did it the first time around. I'm like, this isn't a good watch. Is it a good watch? Because I didn't give it a whole lot of time.
I definitely wouldn't sit down on my couch and turn it on, but I was at work, so while I was working, I just had it on in the background. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's must-watch TV, but
like it's not worth like going back now, even though I haven't watched it. No, all right.
No, you probably catch highlights, and you're right because like I think there's one play where all he did was just hit it out of bounds, and he took a 2-stroke penalty. He would have just tapped it in. It was Kirk Minahan, I think it was. And instead, he just hit it around 17 times, and his score dropped by 14. So instead of and the way he finished the day, if he wouldn't have done any of that, he would have finished second, like 6 strokes behind the leader. Now now he started today all the way down at. So he would have been at 33 under. He got moved to 18 under because of that fucking just outburst for no reason. It's insane.
No composure.
But yeah, you're right. And it was okay. I wish like the holes would have moved. I wish there was more like moving set pieces. That would have made it more entertaining. But I mean, it was. I didn't see the end of it today. I didn't see the last round today, but I'm assuming Ryan Whitney won because he was just dominant.
It's on in 2 minutes.
Oh, it's on in 2 minutes. I thought it was earlier today. Okay.
Also, kind of
for the Masters.
Thought about boycotting it because I saw that Brandon Walker got a 2-stroke penalty for practicing during his practice round. So I thought that was kind of fucked up.
He's practicing too much during his practice round.
Yeah, there are rules to like a putt. I mean, like official tournaments. So they had like a rules guy there. It's like there's a difference between like practicing and then there's the intent to hit it. If you don't hit it, then it's a stroke.
Right, but this was all before the tournament started. Like he was like practicing like.
But the rule was everyone got one turn through the course as a practice round. He was sitting there hitting hundreds of balls like he's fucking Jersey Jerry at 3 a.m.
Like practice during his practice round.
That's what it was? Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. Oh. Wait, you don't even like Brandon Walker. Why do you care?
He's grown on me.
Oh.
He's grown on me. His Iowa fan slander has got me, and then I enjoy mostly sports with him and Mark Titus. So
him sitting next to Titus is a good combo.
Welcome, Brandon.
Why didn't you like him before?
SEC homer. He was the enemy.
Mm.
He's
A lot of
and
people
Oh,
Walter
no.
probably still will be the enemy, but
Can't stand homers,
obviously
that's for
he's-
sure.
Yeah. Well, I can say
Yeah.
homers on like my side of the line. But
Yeah, of course. This side of the fence.
Yeah.
Get all your migrant asses on the other side of the fence.
Whoa.
Whoa. What were we just talking about? I lost my train of thought.
Brandon Walker, putt.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much. I guess that's all I had to say on it.
Okay.
Ooh, dude, I do want to talk about this right now, though. The new Fallout show that just dropped yesterday. I watched the first 2 episodes last night. Really fucking good.
Yeah, I watched the first one. I liked it. The set building and stuff was really good. The story seems really interesting. The characters, for the most part, seem interesting. I hope that the Brotherhood of Steel guy gets like a lot more in depth, because I don't know, the first episode you don't really know a lot about him except for that he's probably a bad guy, but
He's a bitch at the very least. Yeah, that's what you figure out about him in the first episode.
And so let me ask you guys this, because I'm assuming you guys have played Fallout. You guys are big gamers.
oh yeah.
Does it, as somebody who hasn't played the game, should I do that first? Because I remember watching The Last of Us. Like, I enjoyed that. I think more so because I played the game. Is this the same thing?
If you took the time to play the game before you watch it, you wouldn't watch it until like next year. So
That's true.
But to answer your question, you would appreciate, so like it does such a good job of world building, and it does like the writing is so fucking well done, the cinematography is so well done that you just become immersed in this world without knowing anything, even though it does have 20 years prior lore to it. It's a completely new story, all new characters, but it does have a lot of the same references that you would find in the game, like candies, the way of life, certain things that people say, the different factions and how they're treated and spoken about and spoken to. It's I'm really, if you can't tell, I'm really enjoying it so far. It's all like the cinematography even is just fucking magnificent, dude. Like that one scene in the vault, I won't spoil anything, but that one scene in the vault where the projector's on the fritz and you see kind of that in the background, it kind of mimics what happened in real life. It is really
cool.
neat to me. Yeah.
I did like this. So the lead vault dweller is a woman, and I like her character so far.
She's
really
so fucking hot.
Cool. But it just
So
makes me
hot.
think of the South Park episode where Eric Cartman is like the CEO of Disney, and every movie that they're making is put a woman in it and make it gay. That I just can't stop thinking about that. It's so funny.
Bambi, put a woman in it, make it gay.
Make it gay.
That's great. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, but if you didn't hear me, I think that chick is hot. What's her name? She's so hot. She's also fucking ripped for the role too. Don't make me seem like a weirdo, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I look at her and think, wow, this actress is just really good at her job, and you're sexualizing
Ella
her.
Purnell is very
she
good at
provides
her
more
job.
value than just your auga.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Banging
Agreed.
yourself
She's
in the
also
head with a
she's also
mallet.
been a fantastic actress so far. She's my favorite character on the show. Actually, second favorite character. Got to give it to my boy Goggins.
Mm-hmm.
How
He's
many
a
episodes
badass.
are out? Is it?
They dropped to all 8.
Oh,
They dropped
And I
all
was
8 yesterday.
very surprised at that. I thought they would do, one episode a week, like they did with Reacher and a lot of their other shows. So I was just surprised to see that the whole drop came out.
Honestly, it's probably better this way because now you don't have like that week to week banter. It's just like you get it out all at once, and all those fucking stupid fanboys, they're drowned out by the end. All those fanboys in the beginning were complaining about nitpicking shit, which I honestly, going through it and being a fan of the games and spending like almost thousands of hours in these games, there's really not much to nitpick. So I don't know if you're looking for something just to find it. Like I just don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're going to
But
be surprised with thousands of hours.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
that's-
just guessing. I mean, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 76, Fallout
Okay.
4.
That's
Yeah.
way more games than I thought that there were.
I played
Yeah.
Fallout 2
I'm
a
just
little
gonna-
bit. Like I
I'm just
played.
gonna start watching the series. I'm not gonna try to. I'm not catching up with this.
Well,
It's
I
insane.
would say if you just have a decent grasp of the games, then you would be fine to just watch it.
Like, can I watch like a 20-minute YouTube recap on
Oh,
the
yeah.
games?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
Maybe
I'll start there. Probably not a 20-minute. I'll probably die.
I would say like an hour.
Well,
I'd say
also
an hour.
if you have a PS5, they just announced their what's it called? Remastering Fallout 4 for the consoles, for the newest consoles.
Mm.
It's gonna be free
Mm.
upgrade if you own the
Right.
game, obviously before. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I cut somebody
You know what
off. I'm so
game
sorry.
is kind of eating up my brain is Football Manager.
That's Brett. Brett likes that.
Yeah.
I'm not a big football manager guy. I like F1 manager. I do love manager type games. It's just I prefer to I don't know soccer well enough to like get into the nitty gritty of shit like that. And I'd say I know F1 that well, but I don't know. It's just more fun. I bet I would love it. I
Wait,
bet I would love it.
It's soccer, not football.
Right.
Oh,
Well, I
thought
mean,
it
the
was
game's
football.
called Football Manager, so I'll refer to the game as such, but the sport. It's,
Sure.
yeah, so,
Okay,
Mhm.
I just
Yeah, I
there
don't
was a
know
little
much
disconnect
about
there. I
Yeah.
appreciate you clarifying.
well, I
But you
think
didn't,
even
but I
right
appreciate it
throughout
now.
the
Thank you.
soccer word, like he doesn't know much about soccer, but
Footy.
Yeah. Yeah, I love those kind of games. And that's like the same part of my brain that's so juiced to hop on a NCAA Dynasty when the game comes out. Like that's the part of the brain that I want to activate prior to release. So I think that's a good outlet. You can only play
dude,
so
I'm
much
right there
City
with you.
Skylines.
Ooh, actually, if you're looking for, I guess, another city builder, Anno 1800 is actually a really good one. I've been enjoying it. It's just a lot. It can get a lot. Have like mid to late game, it becomes a lot. You're setting up all these different trade routes, all these different islands. Basically, you're playing old war. You're obviously around 1800 Industrial Revolution type thing. You control. You're like a emissary for the British royalty. You're just basically hopping around from island to island, trying to claim resources, trying to claim the islands, build up your cities. You're trying to please your people so that way you can upgrade your cities and upgrade your tech. And then also at the same time, you're going from the old world into the new world, doing the same thing with islands there. And the islands there grow shit that your people need, and you have to produce certain things on those islands that the old world only produces. It becomes a lot, but it's a really fun, really in depth, and it's kind of a gorgeous game too. The way you build cities and shit, I like it a lot.
I love it.
Yeah, I guess we're just talking about video games today. I'm here for it.
I guess so.
Yeah, Fallout is really, really good. If you haven't seen it at all, please go watch it. I'm enjoying it. I can't wait till Zarina gets home so I can watch it some more.
Nice.
Is Sophia
I'm
watching
running
it with you?
solo on it. No.
Oh, okay.
I
Not her
just
thing?
we were going to, but last night I wanted to watch it whenever I got done with all my stuff at like 9 or 10. So she was already in bed, so I just watched it.
I mean, I watched the first episode right when they dropped, and then I rewatched it again whenever Zarina got home. Yeah, that's how much I enjoyed it.
But does she have like a decent grasp of the game already?
No, she's kind of just she's kind of free balling it. She's really just drawn into the world right now.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, the story building and the writing is excellent so far. There's a couple things, but
Listen, I love Sophia. She is my wife after all. But is it hard to watch TV shows with her? Because like if it's something unrelated that I have no idea about, she'll stop the show and like, what does this mean, or what, like what's going to happen when that happens? I'm like, we're watching it together. I have no idea. What are you talking about?
So it sounds like you do need to do some
It'll
advanced
tell
scouting.
us.
Yeah, right.
Just keep going. Questions will get answered.
Yeah. I need to rewatch the shows and then make sure that I'm there to help her through it.
Advanced scouting.
It's a good move.
Yeah.
Tyler, I did want to ask you this because we talked about it a little over the weekend. Switching gears, going to baseball now. The Mets did beat the Braves 16-4. Only the fourth time in franchise history we've beaten the Braves by 12 or more runs. That's insane to me because I feel like it happens. They beat us by that margin once a season.
Mm-hmm.
Francisco Lindor still struggling. What's going on? Because it's getting rough.
I think now it's to the point where he's pressing the issue. Because like even at bats today, it didn't seem like he was really taking pitches. He was just swinging. So I think he's so worried about fixing this that he's just trying to press the issue and try to figure it out today instead of finding a game plan. I think that's what the issue is right now.
I mean, that
Also,
makes sense.
like death threats to his wife and himself and children are probably weighing on him a little bit. But he's an athlete; he can deal with it, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean,
No,
scholarship
it's
kickers get
ridiculous.
death threats. I hope that he'd be able to stomach that.
It's fucking weird. People are so weird.
The internet sucks, dude.
Yeah. Ugh. Disgusting. But what do I know?
Well, that's just kind of what Internet 2.0 was. It's instead of content being made for us, we make the content. So the people have been just giving free range, just do whatever the fuck they want, say whatever the fuck they want. For almost the past 2024, almost the past 15 years, people just are fucking ridiculous. People are absolutely insane. They believe that their feelings are the only ones that matters. Everyone's selfish. It doesn't matter. But going back to Francisco Lindor, 5 hits and 51 at bats, 12 starts, 0.098 average. Yeah, not great.
But even his last at bat today, obviously it was against Luis Guillorme, so it doesn't really count. But I think it is a little bit of bad luck sometimes. Like he hit the piss out of the ball, just right at Ozzy Albies, right? So I think it's like he's doing the things that you want him to do. It's just not falling for him right now a little bit.
But man, if you're in a slump like that, and you're really hoping you can get one against Guillorme.
Yeah, just like Tyrone Taylor hit that grand slam against
Dude,
him.
he fucking crushed that ball.
Yeah, love it.
Going into the game today, though, Brett Beatty was leading our team in WAR. I think Brandon Nimmo overtook him after his performance today, but Brett Beatty doing his thing, loving it.
Yeah, he looks good. I was a little like, when's the floor going to drop? But so far, he looks good. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a slump that happens probably end of April. It's going to happen. It's inevitable, but as long as he's showing growth, as long as he's getting a little bit better, I can stomach it. Because with this pitching staff,
yeah.
Go ahead.
My biggest takeaway from him so far this year is his defense has gotten so much better.
Dude, I know it has. He's making plays. I love that the Mets game plans. That ball where Beatty cut off Lindor in Cincinnati?
Yeah.
The Mets game plan for that. They literally said going into the game, hey, if Ellie De La Cruz hits one basically to that exact spot, Brett, it's up to you to cut that off because he's too fast. Lindor's not going to be able to charge it and get the throw off move going away from the bag. You're going to be charging the ball going towards the bag with all your momentum. And I mean, they were right. So I love that for the Mets. That's really good. That's like the first good, smart game planning I think I've ever heard that team do.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Brandon, love the Mets shirt or the Mets hoodie.
Looks like it's a quarter zip.
Quarter zip. Sorry, it looks good. Yeah, I like it. You look like you're ready to be called from the pen, honestly.
I'm dialed in. I'm ready to go, coach.
Let's go. I love it. Take some fucking smelling salts. Don't even need any warm-up pitches. I'm ready.
I do have smelling salts here.
Brandon, what's your pitch mix look like?
Like a 58-mile-an-hour meatball, and hope that it's just such a different speed that they don't know what to do with it.
Well, as we saw with Luis Guillorme today, they do know what to do with it.
Unless you're Francisco Lindor.
Okay, he's not the only one that got out.
No, I know, and I'm not. I mean, we talked about it over the weekend. I actually, once I heard about the shitty messages he got, I just sent him, hey, keep your head up, dude. Message. I don't know. I was feeling sentimental when I woke up, and I just hate seeing that shit because it's really not that serious. None of this is that serious.
Yeah, it's not like we as fans have to give $100 a month as fans to pay the salaries. It's not. I mean, who cares? Well, he's getting paid. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? There's no salary cap. It doesn't matter.
$187 million, and he has fewer hits than Lindor.
Yeah. See, could always be worse.
Could always be worse. Could always be the Rockies.
Oh, actually, so I do want to get into this because we got into this on the text message thread, and I kind of had a new take on it after the conversation was over, but I want to get back into it. So Caitlin Clark, I mean, Iowa obviously advances to the national championship, beats UConn. South Carolina was just they were just so good. They were just taller, they were more athletic, and they outlasted Caitlin Clark and the Hawkeyes. But over the weekend, there was a lot of chatter. There was this narrative growing amongst it, a lot of the NBA players that were watching the games and on these live streams that they weren't big fans of Caitlin Clark, that they were kind of throwing shade. And we even saw, my goodness, who was the lady who spoke this weekend? She had her record broken this season by Caitlin Clark, and she spoke at a seminar saying she didn't have her record broken.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember her name. I just know that she was on the court congratulating Caitlin Clark for breaking her record just 3 weeks prior to that seminar she was doing. So that's just weird. It's a weird 180. But you guys had some thoughts, and I want to let you guys speak on it first. Brandon, we'll start with you. Why does it seem like the women hate the one person that's forwarding their game in the public eye?
Well, so I had a couple of things, and Brooke and I had gotten into it a little bit as you referenced, and then I went back and kind of saw some of the stuff that people were actually saying about Caitlin Clark, and there's a lot of weird stuff going on. First of all, that one lady who spoke at the seminar, that is hilarious to me because it's a couple of things. One, she says it's not real because there's a 3-point line now. Which is such a hater move because it also wasn't her record anymore. It was Kelsey Plum's record that she broke in the women's game. But now she's going on record saying that record didn't count. So that's just such a high level of hater that it's funny to me. It's crazy sentiment. And then also the
Lynette
stream,
Woodard. Sorry,
Lynette
I just want
Woodard.
to cut in.
Yeah,
that's her name.
Such a crazy thing to say in front of people and expect to be right, but I thought it was entertaining at least. Sentiment's not, crazy, but very funny for me. And then a lot of flack towards the alternate stream with the UConn players, which on one hand, they were right. I mean, light's too bright. It is what it is. Paige Beckers clears. She's going to be better in the WNBA, yada, yada, yada. But it is crazy to me that, you're set up in such a unique setting for the game of women's basketball, which I hold near and dear to my heart, the integrity of women's hoops. And you still go on such a tainted view. Because it's one thing if I do it, I'm a hater. Like that's what I love to do. It's my favorite thing in the world. But also ESPN's not going to give me an air slot to promote women's hoops because of it. And I think there's also some sentiment from older players just like, well, I was doing the same kind of stuff that she was doing on a skill level, but yet I didn't get any State Farm commercials. And
exactly,
there's some jealousy involved.
It's jealousy, but it's competitiveness too.
Yeah, but we also see that in the men's game too. How old heads talk about LeBron James is insane, and that's the kind of sentiment that I get. And then also probably a little bit of it is I can see, and this is my general stance with Caitlin Clark. It seems like the sport's been growing at such a pace where for the first time we're able to view these players be actual superstars. And Caitlin Clark and this whole generation with Haley Van Lith and Angel Reese are kind of the first generation of that. And so I can see some sentiments with Caitlin Clark being like, okay, well, women's hoops is sick. It's not just Caitlin Clark. Because then that also extends the sentiment that when Caitlin Clark leaves to be, a mediocre WNBA player, that the women's college game isn't going to be as enticing or entertaining when that's not true at all. And it's not just because of Caitlin Clark. And she brought in a whole lot of eyeballs, so there is that. As far as like growing a superstar, she nailed it. But I can see some anger like, hey, it's not just Caitlin Clark. Women's hoops is sick. And we're finally at a crossroads where there's a lot of external factors that make the game so much more watchable and so much more entertaining than I think previous iterations have been able to produce, that it's kind of feels like, all right, well, you're discounting the whole game because of this one player.
Well said.
Women's hoops aficionado. I will say my hatred for Caitlin Clark has made me much more educated as a women's hoops fan. So
I bet it is.
because I can't just be like, Iowa, she stinks. Because then I'm like, oh, well, then I get you just hate her because she's a woman. No. If I had to stomach this much Luca Garza on my television, I would have had the same exact sentiment. But luckily, I didn't have to endure that.
I mean, you took the words out of my mouth, actually. You kind of said everything that I had thought about and was going to say. So I guess the discussion's a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be. But I do think, to going back to your point, like jealousy, but yeah, no, it is a little bit of competitiveness because you're right. It's like I was doing the same shit. Like, why her instead of me? You know what I mean? Because you always want to be the one. You always want to be the person, especially when you're dominating in your fields. You're the alpha dog. It's easy to say that and ignore all the other mitigating factors. I mean, you have gambling, like you said, you have TikTok, you have all of these different avenues to get, these stars, front and center on our, televisions and our phones. It's only natural that somebody was going to blow up, and the things that she did in her career were amazing. And they've had more viewers with the women's national championship game than I think the men's national championship game. I read that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You can't deny what she's done for the sport. Tyler, any final thoughts before we move on?
No, I don't know anything about this. So
okay.
And I will say, women's hoops has done such a good job of kind of filling the void that the men's game has left with all the one and dones and the transfers. Because there's a reason why the WNBA isn't very successful is that you don't get buy-in from their markets. You get a ton of buy-in whenever a college team is good. And I was a good example of that when their women's basketball team is good, then all of a sudden, it's, something they're really passionate about. And same thing goes for, South Carolina as well. So, I think it's filled a very big void that the men's game has left. And, shout out to, these teams and the buy-in from networks. It's all a good time.
I'm really curious to see what happens next year. Really curious to see what happens next year with the women's NCAA game. And, those stars, like you mentioned, Caitlin Clark, Paige Beckers, I think Angel Reese is deciding or has to decide whether or not she's leaving. I didn't see if she made that decision yet. All those, stars that we know. You still have Juju Watkins, in USC. There's some stars. I'm just curious to see what will happen once Caitlin Clark is gone because, there's a lot of fans who, they grew to love the sport. There was a lot of fan attendance and fan engagement that wasn't surrounding Caitlin Clark, but also at the same time everyone wanted to talk about Caitlin Clark. Everybody knew Caitlin Clark. So just interested to see what will happen.
I think two things it will be true where like the foundation of the women's game is still steadily growing and in a good place, but also we're seeing some like crazy peak numbers this year with Caitlin Clark. So I think, we'll see a dip in numbers, but like everything that's great about women's hoops this year is going to be the very similar next year with all the star power and, the transfer portal, and Haley Van Lith is now up for grabs. So it's in a good spot. And as a true women's hoops fan, I'm juiced. A lot of empty seats in Carver Hawkeye Arena moving forward. That's what I'll predict.
I guess only time will tell. All right, Tyler, what do you want to talk about now then, since you were just completely out of that conversation?
That's all right with me. I'm just here for the show. I'm glad I got to learn some more about it.
How do you feel about Coach Cal to Arkansas?
It's a win-win for both parties. They don't have to pay Cal anymore, and they wanted to get rid of him. And now Cal gets to go and build another legacy at a different school. So I think it just works for both parties.
I love the quote. So I met with the team. There is no team. I saw that on Twitter like 4 or 5 times. There is no team. I had to build a
Genuinely
team.
Zero scholarship players, which is hilarious. Yeah, I'm so happy with how this is playing out because one, I have an affinity for Arkansas, so love that they're getting a coaching upgrade. And then I'm also seeing Kentucky get knocked down a couple of pegs because but when Cal left, it was like, oh, well, we're gonna go get Jay Wright, or we're gonna go get Dan Hurley from UConn, or we're gonna go get even Scott Drew from Baylor, and they're 0 for 3 so far. And I heard that they're making a run at BYU's Mark Pope, so it's just chef's kiss. So win for Arkansas, L for Kentucky, and overall win for America.
Why don't they go get Kim Mulkey?
That'd be fun.
Why not, right? You got to make a big splash with this hire. Who's a bigger splash than her?
That would be a big splash. I'm here
She
for
hates gay people. I mean, get over it. I guess it's Kentucky. They'll get over it real fast.
They'd probably welcome her with open arms.
Absolute, with arms wide open.
That's right.
I mean, that's pretty much our list. Tyler, Masters weekend. Happy Masters weekend, by the way. I played a little golf yesterday. Have you been out play yet?
I haven't.
Oh,
I was hoping to get out this weekend, but Grant was like, "Hey, you guys want to golf this weekend?" I said, "Sure, set it up." Didn't hear anything from him, so we're not golfing this weekend.
it's because he knew he was going to owe you a case. He's like, I can't talk. He's ducking you.
Yeah,
That boy ducking him.
yeah. I mean, Sophia's going to be out of town this weekend, so figured I'd go golfing, but alas, here we are.
You can't book a last minute tee time?
No, not around here.
Mm.
I mean, you might be able to find something at like 5 p.m., but I don't know if I want to. Plus, we play 18. Makes it a little more difficult.
Yeah. Wow, you're the only one that plays it. You're the only one I've ever heard of that plays 18.
No, I'm just saying, I know you play 9, so it's not like you can just hop on in front of somebody.
That's true.
Jackass.
This is the way you said it. He's like, no, we play 18 around here. It's like
Yeah.
It's a standard round. What about you, Brandon? You been on the links yet?
Not yet. Well, I guess. So we were in Scottsdale for a bachelor trip in January. Got some hacks in there. Definitely got my money's worth as far as like swing to dollar ratio. So got that going for me. I'm so juiced about the Masters. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Always a good watch. Obviously we're recording this, before even the first round's finalized. So I don't want to get too deep, but as folks are watching this Sunday, I did want to give out some comments. Like, damn it, I'm bummed Rory didn't get it done again. I guess we'll have to wait another year for his Grand Slam.
I think he's gonna get it this year. I think he's gonna get it. That's my guy.
I'd make this take look very silly, but I'm that confident about it. Like, Scotty Scheffler, another top 10 finish. What a dude! Can you believe those live guys were hanging up in there towards the end? What a run for the live guys. Wish Tiger had done better.
Yeah. Well, they're already making the excuses. He has to play 36 holes tomorrow, or at least he has to play more than 18 because of the rain. He was rained out, so
yeah.
You might miss the cut. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, so I just thought of this. Should we just record us saying who we think is going to win, just every single name that's on the tournament on the leaderboard, and then just whenever the person wins, we just edit that part into the show?
That'd be a good.
You guys got like 2 hours to say names, right?
No,
No.
Unfortunately not.
Each name back to back, and then we start over, and then say, yeah, I think this guy's going to win. Okay, then start over. Yeah, I think Scotty Scheffler isn't going to go to his wife's pregnancy, birth, or whatever the fuck it is.
If she doesn't
Um,
go to labor, does he leave?
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
she
He
doesn't go
said
to
he
labor?
would. He said he
Okay.
would. Yeah.
I
His
got
wife
it.
already
was
got
worried he
a
might
jacket.
win.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's Augusta. It's not going to be Rory. But I was thinking about that. I'm like, if anybody else was in contention for the Masters who isn't Scotty Scheffler or already has one, like who?
Like people who don't have a green jacket?
Yeah. Like would they? Like how many people would miss the birth of their child to compete for a green jacket?
Probably
I
a
think
lot of
yeah, I
people.
think a lot of them.
Yeah.
You think about it, paternity leave can start Monday.
Yep.
So, yeah, but Tyler's right. Scotty Scheffler, he's already got one. He's already dominating the tour this year. He's just like he doesn't really. It's not really that vital that he's there. Well, that's it for me, boys. I wanted to cut this off at 8, and we were right on time. I appreciate you guys coming out. Appreciate Tyler taking the time. I know he's got a busy schedule. I know Brandon's really busy. He came straight from work to hop on this. I got stoned earlier. Was playing House Flipper too. So that's the juxtaposition of our 3 schedules. Some would say I have it a lot harder because I'm trying to design this house right now and I can't fit these plants into this flower pot, and it's getting really frustrating. But grinders grind, set mindset. Cowpokes, we take it as it comes, as it were.
Sure.
Yeah.
Amen.
Any final thoughts, guys?
Go Big Red.
Always go Big Red.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.